Hey, hello, welcome back. Good evening. Today is Friday. Now we're finally about to end the week. Good. I don't know why. Wanted the week to end, but here we go. Not a lot has changed. We've dumped from where we have been. Bitcoin had a nasty 2.70% candle, 10 a.m. candle, no big deal, as expected. And it ended up dropping the price. Lowest point today, 89,424. We've recovered a little, lateralized at the bottom. Current price is $90,233 for Bitcoin. We got some stuff to talk about today. Some of it is things that we have discussed in the past, specifically the Bank of Japan, rate hikes, fears, also the Oracle, AI bubble, that kind of stuff. We'll be going a bit more in depth for that. Other stuff that's going on, new Epstein photos released might show, I don't even know if it's inappropriate to show, but hey, it's out there. It's for the public's viewing. I'm sure everybody can access it. It's not a big deal. What else do we got? New partnerships, kind of, in terms of crypto, and then also potentially we're going to start striking Venezuela soon. Land strikes. What else we got? Some more important stuff, dude. Just general analysis on crypto and their prices, what to expect. Okay, that's all we're gonna be doing for today. Nothing too crazy in terms of news, but the main stuff, we'll talk about it nonetheless. Get ready. Get ready, get ready. I gotta get in the mood a bit here. Okay. So our low points doesn't change. I think this super trend will start rising by tomorrow, since we are entering Saturday. It should be low volatility until the end of the week, Sunday. That should, low volatility will make this thing kind of rise back up, kind of push it a little closer. Next week will determine whether or not we continue with this uptrend or we just go ahead and end it once and for all. I'm actually going to start believing, you guys are not going to like to hear this, but I think we're going to start heading lower, maybe, potentially. It seems like that to me, because we have this downtrend that comes from our all-time high, bounced off 28th of October high. No other level has gone too close to it. I mean, November 10th was kind of close, but it wasn't strong enough. And now we are about to meet up with this level once again. We didn't rise exactly to the 95,000 where I would have wanted the price to rise. We didn't even poke it. We hit 94,558, and this happened on December 9, just one day before the FOMC meeting. During the FOMC meeting, we did have a spike of volatility upwards, but we didn't make a higher high. We just bounced off that same level and actually headed lower. We just attempted to rise back up again. But once again, we hit our pivot support level. All throughout this week, though, I will admit we've been maintaining this 89,500, we'll round it to. 89,500 as a really solid support level. I'll give it that. But that also comes with a caveat, because the more that we hit that support level, the weaker it becomes, and it will eventually start heading lower. How much lower? If this super trend rises to wherever this is, it doesn't really matter. 87, maybe 88,000. Breaking below that would flip the trends back over, and then we'd be looking for next week pivot support levels, wherever those are. If you want to anticipate that kind of movement, I could suggest drawing a Fibonacci to kind of get a good idea as to where we could expect price. Looking like 86,000, then 83,500. Could be. We're going to have to wait and see for that. So keep your eyes peeled for that. If that does happen, what will I do? Well, first of all, this would be invalidated, this uptrend, and it would ruin what I was kind of speculating. The fact that, it could be the start of something bigger. I still think it will. Like, when I say the start of something bigger, I mean, like, that was our low point. 80,000 was our lowest point. Will we approach 80,000 again? The FUD is starting to build up a little bit, but I don't think it's strong enough to push us below there. The fundamentals are still very strong and will be the driving force for 2026. I feel like there is liquidity to push the price of practically everything higher. It's just a matter of time. We already got our rate cuts. Quantitative easing should start next year. Fed Chair Powell's leaving. Not Moran. Well, Moran is bullish for the markets, but what's his name? Hassett will be replacing him. It's another thing to look forward to. And a whole lot of other catalysts that I've discussed plenty and will continue to discuss. Lots of banks suggesting how much of your crypto portfolio should be, or how much of your portfolio should be in crypto, right? All this kind of stuff, it's pointing in the right direction, in my opinion. Whatever short-term FUD that we're seeing here, this whatever uncertainty, this choppiness, this sideways movement, it's all just noise, in my opinion. We deserve to be much higher. So I'm going to keep my vision like that for the long term, but I still have to, not be naive and anticipate any volatility that brings us toward the downside. You got to be prepared for the worst. So that's kind of what I'm looking at over here. I'm not liking that we've been making lower highs and arguably lower lows. We're still in the process of maybe seeing if we make a lower low. Like I said, the 89,500, it's been a really solid support level. So we got to wait and see how it goes. But don't expect too much. I would actually expect just decay over the weekend. That should make us our lower low. Maybe Sunday could give us a fake pump, and then Monday will give us a real dump that will change the trend over to the downside. Super trend would be flipped over to, it should rise over here. As soon as price drops, super trend should flip over to something like this and start following this line. Maybe down to the 91,352 could be a possible. I'm like speaking very far in the future and this could be totally wrong, but it's not a bad idea to speculate. What was the low point that I said? 83,000? Could take us to around somewhere here. Would match this support level that we see down here, this low point. So that wouldn't surprise me. And then, as time goes on, we should eventually be able to break out of that support level to head higher and simply readjust the uptrend more long-term, something like this. Could be the case. I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. Just anticipate that, okay? Just in case. Maybe that plays out exactly as I mentioned. Who knows? Maybe I'll go back to reference this video and I'll be a legend. We'll see. Rest of the market is a bit red today. Hyperliquid wanted to be green, but it ended up flipping back to the red. So I'll analyze that in a second. Let's go ahead and review Ethereum. $3,086, down 4.92%, almost 5%. Look where we are. Very, very close to that very solid support level. Psychological, 3,000. Super trend invalidated, 3,000. And also pivot support. It should hold on for the duration of the weekend. But if Bitcoin trend changes, you could expect Ethereum below 3,000 once again. I'm just going to readjust that. But the uptrend, technically, as of right now, is still in play. Will I look for trades in this time frame? Absolutely not. We're entering a weekend and there's no volatility. You're just going to end up paying fees and getting stopped out. So I would rather not. That's all I'm going to say for that. What have we got for supports other than this? I don't know. We had a really decent rise on Ethereum. 3,444. 3,445 as our highest price, right? It's not too bad at all. Oh, this also converges the 3,033 Fibonacci retracement halfway through. Also kind of indicates why we bounced. Our lowest point today was 3,043. Interesting. I like that. So yeah, we're going to stay above 3,000 for the time being, but if Bitcoin does its thing where it switches its trend over, yeah, buy Ethereum. How about Solana? Same deal. We're at a dangerously close level to invalidating this little uptrend that we've got going on. I sold this position yesterday. I could have been patient and waited for the 140. It absolutely would have hit. We hit $140.11 immediately right after I ended the stream. So patience pays out sometimes. But I just wanted to lock in the profits, and I did. And what are you going to do about it? Wouldn't have been too much of a difference. Immediately after that, we dumped, and we're at 132 currently with Solana. This uptrend invalidates at 128. I think I would draw a support at 130. Would that be appropriate? Could be. Yeah. I don't know. Solana's been holding on pretty strong, though. Like, not dropping below 120s. Lowest points, it would be in the 120s, but no lower than that, right? And yeah, it's been in this zone for a while, so I'm going to do it some justice. I'm going to draw this and this. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Well, whatever. Something like this to kind of indicate this is the zone that we're looking at. And I think I might be changing this to 145. I'll keep it there for now, but I'll draw another one of these. There we go. So something like this is what we're seeing with Solana, right? Bouncing from the top, bouncing from the bottom. Currently in like this middle area. I'm drawing so many lines, it might be too confusing, but I think I'm safe to remove this for now. I wouldn't pay attention to where the trend is much anymore. We're lateralizing, so trend doesn't really matter here. This is just an area of accumulation. If we are still indeed in a bull market, I don't think we are, but you know, if Bitcoin somehow starts outperforming once again, then we can see a breakout from this and start heading higher, test the downtrend, and then, you know, go ahead and make new all-time highs, 200 plus, 300 plus for Solana. Would be ideal. But as of right now, it's pretty bleak, and things are still pointing toward the downside. Weekly super trend is against you, so you shouldn't expect anything too crazy from it. Look, this visualizes pretty perfectly on the weekly chart too. I like that. Okay, that's all for Solana. Moving on to SUI, $1.57. It's the race between SUI and Aptos right now. 163 is Aptos price, 157 is SUI's price. I mean, Aptos usually always cost more than SUI, so what's concerning here is Aptos price being this low. And I mean, we just dropped another 5% today, so we'll review Aptos in a sec. I'm getting ahead of myself here. But SUI still maintaining its uptrend. This I would still kind of agree it is in an uptrend. Our lowest point was December 1st, bouncing off this level. Uptrend invalidates at 142. I'm hoping this is indeed the bottom. There's 2 times that we have touched this important support now, so let's hope no longer, right? Please let me... Nope. I want to extend this over here, please. Dude. It shows like that cursor for 1 second. You guys are probably going to think I'm autistic or something. Here we go. That's the important support level at 130. Let's see if we can maintain that. But this is also, I guess, same kind of price action to Bitcoin, right? I've mentioned that before. But I think we got a bit more space here. Fair enough. SUI is a bit more of a volatile coin, so we got to give it the space. You know, SUI can drop 9% before invalidating its uptrend, whereas Bitcoin, it's only like 3%. There you go. That's self-explanatory. Hyperliquid, it's already ahead of itself here. And its downtrend, good. Also, yeah, I think this was the bottom yesterday while we were discussing this. This was indeed the bottom. But yeah, we've already done the rise here, so I was not going to enter this quote-unquote dead cat bounce. Almost said dead cowboy. Elite ball knowledge. But yeah, $28.40 is the price of Hyperliquid. Still, it's in its downtrend and validates at 32. We're going to be in here for a while, dude. So let's leave that there. Let it drop, and we'll enter when the trend flips over in our favor. I think Hyperliquid might be one of the first that I enter once trends start flipping back up. Unless, like, nothing invalidates its uptrend and keeps going higher, and then Hyperliquid is just late to the game. There could be that scenario as well. I don't know. Chainlink, $13.67. Seems kind of dead and quiet over here. $12.81 is where it invalidates. $15 is a resistance for it. Still. Yeah. I think I want to wait for next week to see what pivot levels we get. BitTensor lost 300 once again. Classic. It's constantly doing this now. Good thing is that it maintains this uptrend line at least. 294 is the current price. Approaching 300 soon. Let's hope for that. And I do think BitTensor will maintain its uptrend despite any crashes. I don't see it going below the 250. Having event takes effect in 2 days. So keep that in mind for BitTensor. New lows for Aptos. Let's go. Dude, how much lower? 159. And Supertrend is on its way down too. Now it's at 184 and it's still peaking lower. So who knows where this will end up. What is the market cap by now, dude? This is like impossibly low levels that I refuse to believe it's happening. Aptos, it's still number 53. Market cap of 1 billion. Back in my days, this thing was at 7 billion market cap. Just recently in October, this is 3 billion. It's lost all of that. It's at 1 billion market cap by now. No good. The price kind of reflects that, but here's the inflationary nature of Aptos. Lower market cap, highest price. Highest market cap, lower price. Meaning that it is inflationary, so that's not going to help. But I actually used Aptos today. I sent USDT to a different account. Don't worry about which one. FBI or not FBI. IRS. You know what? I'm in Canada. Canada Revenue Agency, CRA. Don't worry about it. It's just a transfer between accounts, honestly. But yeah, I used Aptos. Very fast, very cheap, 7 cents to send USDT over. Easy. Very good. Love Aptos. I still have a lot of faith in the project. Why are we dropping? Or maybe this is a gift. This is probably the best gift ever. Aptos at 160. I don't know, man. I've mentioned this before, but we are worse off than October 10 crash. That Omega liquidated everybody. Who knows, man? Same deal, though. I'm gonna wait until we flip the trend over into the green, because we've been in a downtrend since November 17. That is almost a month now of just this perpetual downtrend, non-stop. Surely things turn around in January, right? I'm going to wait for... What day was it again? December 17? Can't be December 17. I think it was 19. It might have been 17. When is the Bank of Japan interest rate decision again? I forgot. I'm going to wait for that to happen first. Sell the news. And then you enter. That would be just buy the news, I guess, right? It's going to happen at like 10 p.m. Here, interest rate decision, December 18. Basically 19 in their time zone. But December 18, we'll be looking at this live, by the way, because it's going to happen at 10 p.m. So we're going to have a little watch party. Will the Bank of Japan raise their interest rates? Will they have a rate hike? If they do, it's going to hurt markets. I have an analysis on that, which we might as well get to now, because that's all the stuff I have to talk about for Bitcoin and these other coins. I'm still looking for a project, by the way, to add to my favorites list, to add to the portfolio that I look at. I really wanted to add Monero or Zcash, one of the two. And no, I will not accept both. I only want to accept one of the two. And as crazy as this sounds, Andrew Tate convinced me. The fact that everything is public on blockchain, it's all trackable, it's what the government wants to do to you. So You got to fight against it. You got to get into the privacy blockchains that hide all that data. So maybe those projects are pretty good. I'm pretty sure they're literally neck and neck with each other. That is crazy. I was not even expecting this. 7.5 billion market cap, 7.5 billion market cap for Zcash and Monero respectively. How old is this project? What I like about Zcash is the Bitcoin tokenomics, right? For Monero, 11 years ago is when this existed. Zcash is, it's been a thing since 2016. Who's older? That's what I want to find. This is 2014. So Monero has been older, is older than Zcash. And Monero has the, what do you call it again? The voucher, the, oh my gosh, what's it called? The endorsement of John McAfee. And if you know who he is, you know that he loved his privacy, even to the point of death. I don't know, apparently he killed himself or something. We don't believe that, do we? How did he die? Did he kill himself? I'm probably mixing him up with Epstein, because it's a similar situation, right? They're both old dudes. They've made their billions. They both went to prison, and they both died in prison, I think. How did John McAfee die? Is that how you spell his last name? I'm gonna put one up. Yeah, he suicided by hanging in a Spanish prison cell before he got extradited to the US. Because of tax evasion. Tax evasion! Sure, dude. Didn't he say he would never commit suicide? Okay, fine. We'll believe the government once again. Congratulations. Yeah. Okay, no big deal. Let's move on to the news. Trump says that he is ending the flow of poison into our country. He just confirmed that land strikes are coming to more than just Venezuela. It's land strikes on horrible people that are bringing in drugs and killing our people, and it will stop. He mentioned these numbers. I forgot specifically what it was, but for every boat that we destroy, we save 25,000 lives? Something like that. Which, if that's the case, sure. Cool, let's do it. He had this in a little press meeting today. And guess what? Today we got speaking of Epstein, kind of, we got new photos released from Epstein, which involve a lot of people, Democrats and Republicans, or Republicans, I don't know. A reporter asked, there was new Epstein photos released today showing you and also Bill Clinton and Steve Bannon. What's your reaction to those new photos released? Trump says, well, I haven't seen them, but everyone knew this man. He was all over Palm Beach. He has photos with everybody. There are hundreds and hundreds of people that have photos with him, so that's no big deal, and I know nothing about it. So he's just kind of playing it off. I don't know anything about Epstein. All right, Trump. What is this, though? These are some of the images that were released. Here's our favorite president. Forget his name. Bill Gates. And I don't know who these people are. Well, that's Jeffrey. I don't know who this is. Sorry. And people are wondering what this is. I'm pretty sure this has to do with adult toys or something. Well, don't want to show that much anymore. This is a family-friendly channel. At least I try to be. What else we got? The US has launched a new alliance called Pax Silica. This will include Israel, Japan, South Korea, Australia, Singapore, Netherlands, UK, and United Arab Emirates to build resilient supply chains for critical minerals and advanced technology to counter China's dominance. Is it true? Yes, it's true. They launched the initiative today, December 12, per the State Department. It includes those countries to secure supply chains for critical minerals and AI tech to counter China's dominance, confirmed via official sources and news reports. There we go. Are we going to add more acronyms for all this? First, we talked about yesterday the Core 5, kind of dismantling BRICS, kind of dismantling European Union, dismantling the G7, NATO. There's just so many different alliances for different things. Too much stuff to keep track of. The USCMA, MCA, the trade that we have in North America, whatever it is. Too much to keep track of. Another thing that happened is, remember the Thailand-Cambodia thing was suddenly starting to pick up again? Seems like Trump put it to rest. Again. This is the second time now this year. But hey, props to him, I guess. Trump said that he had a very good conversation this morning with the Prime Minister of Thailand, Anutin Charnvirakul, and the Prime Minister of Cambodia, Hun Manet. Oh my gosh. Concerning the very unfortunate reawakening of their long-running war. They have agreed to cease all shooting effective this evening and go back to the original peace accord made with me and them, with the help of the great Prime Minister of Malaysia, Anwar Ibrahim. The roadside bomb that originally killed and wounded numerous Thai soldiers was an accident, but Thailand nevertheless retaliated very strongly. That was the cause of this little conflict that we saw and we were covering. Both countries are ready for peace and continued trade with the United States of America. That was part of the deal, right? Was that, hey, you guys better stop war, otherwise we're gonna no trade with you guys. And they're like, oh, we don't want that. So they ended the war. Simple as that. It is my honor to work with Anutin and Hun in resolving what could have evolved into a major war between the two otherwise wonderful and prosperous countries. I would also like to thank the Prime Minister of Malaysia for his assistance in this very important matter. Great. Thank you, Trump. Nice. Okay, stop fighting. Do it with Russia and Ukraine. What else we got? Weed stocks have been soaring recently on reports that the White House may reclassify marijuana as a Schedule 3 drug. I'm assuming that's a good thing for the stoners. I don't know. I don't do weed, so I have no idea about any of this. I don't invest in it either, but I do remember at one point it was really hot, the topic of investing in cannabis stocks, right? Well, maybe that's going to start picking back up. This thing just rose 35%. MSOS, I might as well look at it. Like I said, I don't invest. MSOS, was it? Oh, it's an ETF. Oh boy. Yeah, this would obviously involve a lot of other cannabis companies in here. Can I see the composition? Just quickly? No, I don't think it will. Homepage, advisor shares. MSOS holdings. Can I please see what is in here? Oh, here's the legalization status of cannabis throughout the United States. The green states is where cannabis is fully legalized. The blue ones is where you're allowed to use it for medical use. And the grayed out ones are, it's illegal to do cannabis. Texas. What else we got? What's in the ETF? I want to see. Not that I would know. Maybe it's this? Yeah, it's this. So, Curaleaf Holdings, Trueleaf Cannabis Corp, Green Thumb Industries, Verana Holdings, Cresco Labs, Glass House, TerraSend, Jushi Holdings, Village Farms, and C21 Investments. Oh, there's more. I'm looking for Aurora Cannabis. What am I doing? Cannabis. That's the one I remember. Where is that? How is that doing? Aurora Cannabis. I saw it. ACB. Let's go. We're rising here to 29%. Okay. Well, there you go. Don't do weed, but yeah, if you bought the stock, then you're having a great day today. This is the big fear that is overshadowing the markets right now. The Bank of Japan is set to hike rates next week for the first time in 11 months, says the Nikkei Asia. The yen carry trade unwind continues. This is an issue that we have discussed already, but it seems like just now, today's dump is the reason for today's dump. This right over here on Bitcoin is because of something that we've talked about well in the past, literally. But, okay, we'll talk about this first. The Bank of Japan is set to hike rates next week, December 19th, their time zone. Ours is December 18, and we'll cover that live at 10 p.m. It is also expected that the Bank of Japan will do more rate hikes in 2026. That's not going to help our case either. So even if we dodge a bullet this time, we're not safe for 2026. Last time Japan raised rates, Bitcoin and crypto market dumped really hard. So the market is now already pricing in the negative news. That is true. When that happened, that was last year, August, I think. It was either August or September. When did we get a last rate hike? I think I could find over here. Scroll down to December 18, Bank of Japan, and it should show the previous rate hike. Oh, it was actually in January. January 24, 2025. What happened in Bitcoin? Oh, we've come a long way, haven't we? January 2025. Oh, dude, we were fine, dude. We were literally rising. November 24, January. It would have been this, I assume. January 7? Nope, January 24. 22, 23, 24. This was the drop that we're talking about. Worst case scenario, 7%. We ended up dropping a low of 3, 4% and immediately recovered, but overall we continued dropping. But this was different news, right? February 2nd, we remember why that happened. The big announcement of tariffs. This was after Trump got inaugurated. And also during the inauguration speech, there was no mention of Bitcoin. That was another thing. And then when we did get mentions of Bitcoin in March, we just ended up selling off more because there was no plans to buy more Bitcoin to the strategic reserve. Whatever, dude. Well, here we are today. Still suffering from success. Not really. I lost it all. So that's kind of what's been going on. And 10 a.m., of course, was the big excuse to go ahead and dump everything. Bitcoin dropped $2,000 in 35 minutes, wiping out $40 billion from its market cap. $132 million worth of longs were liquidated in 60 minutes. Pretty ridiculous. And this kind of volatility happens at 10 a.m., which I've discussed before. We've discussed it in this post over here a couple days ago. Market makers don't drop the market $40 billion. Collect moment. Opinions and derivatives equals billions. Okay, whatever. They're just fighting each other in the comments, but I agree with it. Just something I've noticed as well. 10 a.m. Literally, you can't make this up. 10 a.m. candle down 2.73%. Why? Literally, why? Didn't... Okay, no major headline other than the fact they're blaming it on, oh, the Bank of Japan is going to give us rate hikes. They're going to hike their rates, not us. That has nothing to do with us. But, okay, like we've talked about that yesterday and nobody cared. Rather, we were rising, so... And also, I feel like this is just, sure, if this is the reason why, let it happen, go for it. I'll wait until after the news happens, after everybody panic sells, then you'll buy. Or maybe now's the chance to buy. Maybe we're pricing it in on time. Because what markets do is we price in what's going to happen in the future, not what's currently happening right now, or what happened in the past. Nobody cares about that. That's already priced in. What matters the most is what's going to happen in the future. That's what investors are looking toward. Moving on. What if the real alt season starts from January 2026? Look at this chart first. Okay, let's have a look at the chart first. Others dominance chart shows where altcoins usually bottom and where big alt cycles start. This is not my analysis, by the way. I'm going to read what this analysis is about, and then I'll give my opinion on it, okay? Right now, the others dominance, which is every other crypto, obviously, excluding the top 10. The others dominance is sitting very close to the same base zone where it bottomed in the past. In 2017, before the big altcoin run. In 2020, before the 2021 alt season. Moving average convergence divergence is flattening, and relative strength index is at historical bottom zone. Similar setups in the past appeared before multi-year expansions in alt dominance. This alone suggests altcoins are much closer to a bottom than a top. Now let's connect this with history. In September 2019, the Fed clearly said it would end quantitative tightening. Around the same time, the others' dominance bottomed. In October 2019, the Fed started buying $60 billion per month in T-bills. By March 2020, This slowly turned into full quantitative easing. From that point, altcoins kept trending. The cycle topped only in early 2022 when the Fed again hinted tightening. Now look at the last 4 years. Altcoins kept falling or staying weak, even though Bitcoin went up strongly from its bottom. The reason was simple. The Fed was draining liquidity. Liquidity drain always hurts altcoins the most. But this phase is changing again. What's different now? The Fed has already started injecting liquidity again. T-bill buying starts now, around $40 billion per month. This is not full quantitative easing yet, but liquidity support has clearly begun. Markets are also looking ahead. Why? Because the market is expecting major liquidity catalysts. Corporate tax cuts are being discussed, which improves earnings and boosts stock prices. Plans like a $2,000 dividend check are being talked about, another liquidity event. I don't think that's going to add too much, but we'll see. A new Fed chair is expected. Markets see a more growth-focused approach. Asset. Even on rate cuts, the dot plot shows only 1 to 2 cuts. But remember, Powell indirectly said that no rate cuts for December, but it happened anyway. That happened because the economy is not strong. If the economy was healthy, the Fed would not be buying T-bills at all. This matters a lot for altcoins. Another signal. Russell 2000 index just made a new high. The small caps usually move first when liquidity expectations improve, which we talked about yesterday. The big picture looks like this. Altcoins are near long-term base levels. Liquidity conditions have started to turn positive. Markets are pricing more liquidity ahead, not less. This is why it's very possible that altcoins are close to a bottom versus Bitcoin. The real alt season starts in 2026, not before. Similar to other cycles, we may see a good run in the next 6 to 12 months based on how the economy improves. In normal cases, we expect others' dominance will reach back to 12 to 13%, which give a good alt season. In bull case, if other.d, the others' dominance, jumps towards 18 to 20% in 2026, we might see the biggest alt season of history. In that phase, alts can outperform Bitcoin and fall less than Bitcoin during pullbacks because liquidity is improving. This isn't about hype or the 4-year cycle, it's about liquidity, and liquidity always reaches altcoins early. I agree. I think I agree. What do the comments say? The liquidity angle makes sense, but 2026 feels long when that chart shows we're already cooling at the bottom zone, like you said. If the Fed is buying bills now and dominance is where it bottomed before, the last 2 runs, why wait another year for a liftoff instead of a slow grind starting sooner? It can start earlier. 2026 is more about when liquidity really accelerates. I mean, it's right around the corner either way, so whether it happens earlier or later, in my opinion, it's bound to happen nonetheless. Okay, yep, you got me. I agree. That's the bull case for your next year, 2026. The bear case is that the economy sucks and we're going into a recession and nobody wants to hold anything and the Fed is going to try to emergency cut rates, but we're already crashing at that time. I don't think that's going to happen though. Come on now. We have Fed Goolsby on our side now, saying that he is projecting more rate cuts than the median for 2026. This is a guy that's more pro-rate cut as well. I didn't talk about Moran much, but he was actually that one guy, if you look at the dot plot, for who was expecting a 50 basis point rate cut. He's the only guy that put that for this past rate cut that we just had earlier this week. So we have Waller, Williams, Moran, and now Goolsby on our side. Hassett will replace Powell, will also be on our side. That's 5 Fed people out of the 12. I think there's 12 in total. That's pretty good. I think these guys will continue to cut rates more than what we're expecting. I mean, like what they're expecting. They're expecting 1 rate cut for 2026, and that's it. Markets are being greedy. We're expecting 2 rate cuts. I think I'm willing to incline with the 2 rate cuts. So yeah. Even President Trump was asked where he wants to see interest rates to be next year. His response is 1% and maybe lower than that. He really wants those rates cut. Surely he's going to appoint someone who does what he wants. Will that be good for the economy, though? Like, really? Well, it's on him. We'll see what happens. Odds of the crypto market structure legislation being signed into law before the end of this year has fallen below 7% on Polymarket. That is not good. Seems like we're not getting our Clarity Act, and yeah, basically this Congress is failing us. Come on, you gotta do your job. Congress, you promised this to us. What else we got? Itaú Unibanco from Brazil, $200 billion assets under management. They just gave a recommendation that you should allocate your 3% of your portfolio into Bitcoin. It's not a lot, but hey, they're telling you allocate 3% of Bitcoin to your portfolio. Your portfolio to 3%. Okay, allocate 3% of your portfolio to Bitcoin. Yeah, I said that right. This similar to what Bank of America suggested, 4% of your portfolio. Same deal. It's happening worldwide. That's what matters the most. Ripple gave a quick update today. They received a conditional OCC approval to charter a national trust bank. Brad Garlinghouse posted, huge news. Ripple just received conditional approval from the US OCC to charter Ripple National Trust Bank. This is a massive first step. This is a massive step forward. First for RLUSD, the stablecoin, the highest standard for stablecoin compliance with both federal OCC and state NYDFS oversight. To the banking lobbyists, your anti-competitive tactics are transparent. You've complained that crypto isn't playing by the same rules, but here's the crypto industry directly under the OCC's supervision and standards, prioritizing compliance, trust, and innovation to the benefit of consumers. What are you so afraid of? Okay, well, he's calling out TradFi over here. But hey, I guess this is good. I still don't know exactly what this is about. I got a... 1 second. SEC silent. CFTC approved. XRP just got treated like gold. What? We'll see. What actually is happening with XRP right now? Come on. This is, what is this? This is just glazing, okay. This is memes. XRP is coming to Solana. That's so funny. This is not real, obviously. Right? Wait, is this actually real? No, I don't think it's real. Whatever, man. How is XRP even doing? I have not even looked at the chart. I'm talking so much about it. We're down 1% on the news. Awesome. No one cares, apparently. No, but after the 10 a.m. dump, we've been recovering pretty decently. Oh, we dropped below $2, though. That's garbage. This, who buys this, dude? $2. Let me just note this down. Please let me edit. 2. Okay, there we go. We're at $2.01 right now. I mean, they're still winning the race against Sui, but to be fair, none of them have rised at all. None of them have risen at all. That's the right word. Ripple just Ripple just received conditional approval from the US OCC. What is US OCC? I'm hearing this word, but I don't know what it is. Office of Comptroller of the Currency. There's no way this is a real thing. What even is this? Do they talk about Ripple at all? Oh, yeah, Ripple National Trust Bank. BitGo, Fidelity, Paxos. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess they're just making moves overall. They're positioning it as an infrastructure for global payments. Okay. Hey, we'll see. So far, in my opinion, you're losing to Solana. Simple as that. Coinbase is set to launch prediction markets and tokenized stocks on December 17. For whomst. If it's for me, I'll start using Coinbase in Canada. Otherwise, who cares? No, but okay, prediction markets. Yeah, sure. Like if you integrate Polymarket directly into Coinbase, then that would be pretty useful because you could do, where is it here? Polymarket's integrated with, oh nice, I got logged out. Can I deposit? I don't want to log in, dude. How did I even have my login as? Oh, either way, it tells you here. You can connect with MetaMask, Coinbase. Oh, I'm assuming that's already a thing then. Phantom Wallet, if you care about Solana, and then I don't know what this is. Is that OpenSea? Probably not. Forgive me. Can I look this up? No, I don't. I can't. I don't want to. Who cares? But that's also happening. Tokenized stocks, though, that will be pretty good. December 17. Keep your eyes peeled. I kind of do have tokenized stocks here, don't I? Where was it? I have a lot of indices. Okay, well, not that one. Stock indices. I can trade Nikkei, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, SP 500, and Russell. Markets are closed, obviously. But you can also do stocks. These are normal stocks, so markets are closed. And there's a good selection here, finally. Coinbase is back. I saw it here. Great. This was removed from BingX at one point. I don't know why. But now it's back. Good, finally. Where's the X stocks? Am I blind? I might be blind or something. Did it just remove it? What is X402? That's not it. Relaunch? No, that's not it. AI, LST, Deepin, RWA. Come on. Where's like Circle or something? CRCL, XUSDT. Where do you get this from? This is X stocks. Why can't I see it? Elon, Tom. What is LST? It's not this. Okay, whatever. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, you can trade X stocks, which is 24/7 trading tokenized stocks. That is available here. And I don't know why it doesn't show up on the list, but it's supposed to, okay? You could trade Meta, you could trade Circle, you could trade some other tech-related stocks, I believe. Which is pretty cool. So, yeah. Nice. 10 a.m. dump. Happened everywhere, by the way, even on regular stocks. That's nice. Okay, cool. But that's happening on Coinbase. No perps though, so I don't think I'll use it. Do Kwon, Terra Luna co-founder that went to jail. He is now sharing a prison cell with Sam Bankman-Fried and Diddy, according to Reuters. Dude, why? How? And I tweeted about this. Why is it that the crypto criminals have to share a prison cell with P. Diddy? Like, what? Is this some humiliation ritual, or what are we doing here? And yeah, it is true. He's there with Sean Diddy Combs. Okay. Yeah, literally this. Why do so many crypto bros end up with Diddy as like your punishment if you're a bad boy in the crypto markets? You better watch out. What else we got? YouTube is letting US creators, racist, receive payouts in PayPal's USD stablecoin. Oh, fair enough. It's not allowed in Canada. Pi USD. As the platform integrates crypto payment options per Fortune. That's cool. If I change my location to the US, you guys would probably donate in stablecoins and PayPal USD. Keep in mind. Wait, was it this one? I think it was, right? PayPal USD minted the 300 trillion. Come on. 300 trillion. Where was it, dude? Here it is. Paxos mints 300 trillion of Pi USD on Ethereum. Yeah, it was Pi USD. That happened on October 15. But yeah, cool. You can start receiving payouts now from YouTube with PayPal USD. That's good overall. What else we got? USDT issuer Tether submits a proposal to acquire Juventus Football Club. If you care about soccer at all. I've heard of the name, so hey. I don't know why they're going to do it, but If it's to put the Tether logo on their shirts, on their jerseys, that would be pretty cool. Interactive Brokers is now allowing accounts to be funded with stable coins. Yeah, it's just going to become the new norm now. Everybody's going to start using stable coins. Good. Colo, this whatever company, launched a new Colo Visa credit card offering up to 5% cashback in Bitcoin on every purchase. Source, because that seems too good to be true. Colo, come on. Credit card. Ho-ho. Colo. Single laugh for spending. Buy anything with crypto. BTC cashback. Yeah, it is this one. Namaste. Hello. Privet. Hola. Ching chong chong. Hola. Bonjour. Hello. Can you, like, load? Okay, there we go. Sorry for assuming how to say hello in Japanese or whatever that was. Single app for spending, sending, and banking. Oh boy. Buy anything with any crypto. With Apple Pay, Google Pay, and Tether. Oh. Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDC, any crypto you hold, they all work great with Colo. How do I buy? How do I get one? Never lose on fees. No more P2P headaches. Compliance by design and accepted everywhere. Yeah. Complying with EU regulatory standards. Works nearly everywhere, but am I allowed to get one? Built for every coin you touch. Because this is what it's supposed to be like, right? Although credit card, I'm not a big fan of. If it was debit card, I'd understand. Which countries can I use it? Okay, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, we have to do KYC, obviously. I'm assuming this is a European-based company. Based off of what I've read. Can I look this up? Colo. Just their own Twitter account. Did they post anything? Here it is. What do we got? The moment has arrived. We're launching our biggest cashback in Bitcoin for all Colo card users. You get 5% Bitcoin cashback on every purchase. That's pretty good. Let's click on the suspicious link. Is it because of my VPN that's giving me a bunch of, oh, great. Why do you take me to the App Store? This is just, you're assuming my device. What are you doing here? Oh, should I get this for Christmas? And this is the teaser trailer for it. Since November 30. Okay. Yeah, dude. Okay, good for you. Leave me alone. I don't think I'll get it. I'll leave it there for now. Apparently, Elon has killed crypto Twitter. This is an allegation, not confirmed, but interesting read nonetheless. This lady says, I have been researching the algorithms to growth hack like the good old days. Great grammar. And here's what I learned about my industry, the crypto trading. As of December 2025 algo update, anything that smells like crypto is getting quietly throttled into oblivion. Notice my posts get fewer likes and replies, less visibility overall. Post a chart with a price target, 80% reach drop overnight. Use the dollars followed by 3 letters to indicate a ticker. You get instant shadow ban for the next 7 to 21 days. I don't think that's real, is it? If you say keywords like to the moon or 100x or alt season, the AI flags it as spam and buries every post after that for weeks. I don't think so. I've covered plenty of alt season posts within this past half hour. I'm still seeing stuff. My feed is fine. So I think this is a bunch of mumbo jumbo. Okay. Yeah. X free speech, woman, small accounts. Okay, no, I think this is just cope. Alright, no, this is fake then, in my opinion. Oracle, let's talk a bit about that as well. The Oracle stock rebounds as the company says there have been no delays required to meet their contractual commitments. The market is highly on edge, waiting for just about any headline to call a AI a bubble. It's already recovering. Ignore the noise. I kind of was hoping to get it at a cheaper price. I wasn't going to get it, but like, I was hoping that it would drop a little lower. I don't know how low it ended up dropping. ORCL. Oh, never mind. We're on our way down. So what is this chart? This chart makes it look like, oh, we've recovered half of what we just lost from 198 to 192. Oh, dude, you're looking at the wrong stuff. We're at 188 right now. Was I hoping for 166? I think I might have. But I mean, you do have a good support there at 185. Still about to be oversold, but you are in a downtrend now, so yeah, I think we can still do 166 for Oracle. Seems more likely to me. And last bit of news. Mark Carney from Canada. He names the top former BlackRock manager, Mark Wiseman, as Canada's next ambassador to the US. Let's go. We need more BlackRock people running our country now. Obviously, World Economic Forum in the background. Oh, apparently he said this. Same guy, by the way. Canada needs to get 100 million people by the year 2100. Yeah, from where? We can't even get a good job over here. You're trying to import another... What's the population of Canada? 30 million? No, 50 million? What is that? What is the population of Canada? What, 50, 40 million? Okay, there you go. I literally guessed any number that was not 40. I'd guess 30 and 50, not 40 million. That is a lot. Back in my days, it was 30 million. Okay. I mean, we're the second largest country in the world. We've got plenty of space to fit all these people. We can fit how many Indias in this country? Not that I want that, but, you know, like I'm talking about land mass and population size. We can. We're a big country, although 50% of Canadians live below this, like, one line. Have you guys seen that? 50% of Canadians live below this line. This one, dude. Let me go to images. There it is. 50% of Canada. Can I open this in new tab? Open image in new tab. There we go. 50% of Canada lives below this line. The rest of 50% of the Canada up there. Nobody lives up here, dude. But yeah, that's so funny though. Yeah. So what do we do? What do we do with this Canada thing? Build more houses, make more jobs. Just elect me as Prime Minister. No, don't. I actually don't even know what to do. But it's been something of interest. I'm like, oh, how do I do it? I asked ChatGPT, what do I have to do to become a politician? It's like, oh, go be a trustee at a school to gain networking abilities and connect with a lot of people. Then you can run locally for office, and then people will know you. And then you go to MPP, and then you go to MP, and then you become PM. Yeah, I don't know if I want to do all that. School trustee? Dude, come on. I want to stay as far away from children as possible. So, yeah, it's not for me. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe there's a workaround. Maybe you're just, if you get rich enough, people already know you because you're rich. That's why I've got to focus on trading the cryptos. And if you ask me right now where to go, for, you know, which direction we're heading to, I'd still think it's toward the downside, but I wouldn't short markets still yet. Right? Until we get good confirmation. If I wanted a short, market has to already be in a downtrend. We are technically still in an uptrend, but I'm not going to enter a trade right now. Markets are going to flatline all throughout tomorrow. God save us. Who knows what we're going to talk about tomorrow, but we'll get through it nonetheless. Even today, I was kind of struggling for topics, but hey, look at that. We're already about at 1 hour of a stream. So yeah, we'll figure something out. Okay, yeah, I think that's all for tonight then. I should open a Bitcoin position though. So I do kind of hope we do drop as cynical as that sounds, but that's just so that I could buy again. Because what I originally did is I sold some Bitcoin I had on spot at a really good price. It was 93,000. And then we had our drop over here to 83,000. Didn't buy, should have, sure. At least, you know, leveraging the position to equate the same amount as the Bitcoin that I sold for on spot, right? Have that same amount, but in futures with leverage, right? 3x leverage, you're probably safe. I got liquidated because I was using 5x leverage, and that's when we decide to go into a bear market, of course. Whatever, dude. But 3x leverage, I think you're safe, even at these prices, dude. If you're entering Bitcoin right now at 3x leverage, you're liquidated at 60,000. That's never going to happen. Even according to my own estimates, lowest that we can ever reach, like lowest bottom bear market low point for the cycle is going to be 66,000. You're safe. But, I mean, hey, if that is the case, we still got plenty of room to drop, and we absolutely can. What if this is, like, what if this is just a larger version of what I was looking at over here? Remember what I drew a couple of weeks ago? Let me see if I can try to draw it again. I don't remember which one will give me the right pattern. I think it's this one. I drew a parallel channel, something like this, with the bearish flag or whatever it was, where the chart pattern kind of goes like this. So it starts going down, has an upward channel, and then heads down again. We did complete that chart pattern, pretty much, right? You can't deny that. And then we were able to reverse and continue higher. But what if we're seeing this once again over here? I don't know how perfect this is going to look. Let me go to like a daily chart so you can kind of visualize this better. What if we're just getting another one of those again? Because we're about to meet up with this downtrend line. That's the one that's concerning me the most over here. Right? So it could also just look like a bigger version of this. And then we just head to 80K? Maybe. I don't know. That's just, you know, shower thoughts. Oops, I didn't mean to delete that. Things I think about. But yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. I do believe, though, that the weekend will be just sideways, obviously. But we're not too far off from invalidating the uptrend. But I still think we'll continue to rise, go much higher. It's just going to take some time. We have some FUD to look forward to. Bank of Japan next week. So brace yourselves for that. Potential war with Venezuela, I'm sure, will not help things at all. What's to be bullish for in the next upcoming days? Maybe some economic data. But really, like, economic data at this point, at this time of the year, who cares? We're waiting for January. When is the next FOMC meeting? Flashbang warning. 46 days. That's January, end of January 30. 28. Okay, January 28. And we're expecting to hold rates steady either way. So yeah, wouldn't get your hopes up for anything. Economic data won't change things. Be happy if you get 2 rate cuts next year. That's all. Okay. That'll be all for tonight's stream, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hope you learned something new. Make sure you do the like. Drop a like. And then I'll see you tomorrow.